the fairy who painted dreams. In the hushed heart of the whispering woods, nestled beside the gentle murmur of the slumbering river, lay the village of Oakhaven. It was a place where laughter echoed through sun-dappled lanes and the scent of freshly baked bread mingled with the sweet perfume of honeysuckle. But lately, a peculiar sadness had begun to settle over Oakhaven, a subtle shift that dimmed the usual sparkle in the children's eyes. Their dreams, once vibrant tapestries of flying candies and talking animals, were fading. Each morning, they awoke with vague recollections of gray, formless visions, leaving their spirits a little less bright. Unbeknownst to the villagers, the source of this despondency resided in a hidden glade, a place of shimmering dewdrops and bioluminescent moss. Here lived Tilda, a fairy no bigger than a bumblebee, whose sole purpose was to paint the dreams of Oakhaven's children. With a brush crafted from a single moonbeam and bristles of spun starlight, she would flit through their sleeping minds, dabbing strokes of crimson for courage, sapphire for wisdom, and emerald for joy. Her tiny palette, usually overflowing with every hue imaginable, was now barren. Her once radiant colors had, one by one, flickered and vanished, leaving only a dull metallic sheen on her brush. Tilda tried everything. She squeezed juice from sun-ripened berries, hoping to coax out their vibrant pigments. She collected the iridescent wings of dragonflies, thinking to capture their shimmering beauty. But nothing worked. Her magic, intrinsically linked to the vibrancy of the world, seemed to have dried up. The once bright glade now felt muted, reflecting the despair in her own tiny heart. One twilight evening, as the first stars began to prick the velvet sky, a young boy named Leo lay in his bed, wrestling with another bland, colorless dream. Leo was an imaginative child, known for his wild stories and the vivid drawings he left scattered around his house. But even his drawings had started to lose their zest, reflecting the grayness that had crept into his slumber. Tonight, however, something was different. A tiny, almost imperceptible shimmer caught his eye near his open window. Curiosity overcoming his drowsiness, Leo crept towards the light. There, perched precariously on a wilting sunflower petal, was Tilda. Her normally effervescent wings were drooped, and her tiny face was etched with worry. In her hand, her once glowing brush lay dull and lifeless. "Are you a real fairy?" Leo whispered, his voice barely audible. Tilda jumped, startled, her antennae quivering. She had never been seen by a human child before. "Yes," she squeaked, her voice like the rustle of dry leaves. "And I am in terrible trouble, Leo of Oakhaven. My colors are gone, and with them, the dreams of your village." Leo's eyes widened. "So that's why everything feels gray," he mused. "But why did they go away?" "I don't know," Tilda sighed, a tear like a miniature pearl rolling down her cheek. "All I know is that the ancient texts speak of the dream tree, a colossal willow said to grow at the very heart of the whispering woods. Its sap is said to hold the essence of all colors, the source of all dream magic. But the journey is perilous, and I am too small, too weak, without my colors." Leo, despite his young age, possessed a spirit as bright as Tilda's lost hues. "Then I will help you," he declared, a spark returning to his own eyes. "Together we can find the dream tree." Just as they finalized their pact, a mischievous moonbeam, having listened to their conversation, playfully darted into the room. It was not just any moonbeam. This one was known for its playful spirit and a knack for finding hidden paths. It circled Tilda and Leo, twinkling with an idea. "You need light, little fairy," the moonbeam seemed to whisper, "and a guide, brave child. I shall light your way." With the moonbeam leading, casting an ethereal glow on their path, Leo and Tilda embarked on their quest. Leo, with Tilda nestled safely in his hair, navigated the dense undergrowth of the whispering woods. The forest, usually a place of friendly shadows, felt more ominous without the vibrant dreams to keep its spirits high. They encountered grumpy gnomes whose gardens had withered, and sad-eyed pixies whose songs had lost their melody. Leo offered them kind words, and Tilda, despite her lack of colors, offered what little comfort she could. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of winding paths and hushed whispers, the moonbeam intensified, bathing a clearing in a soft, silvery light. There, before them, stood a magnificent willow tree, its branches weeping downwards like emerald tears, reaching for the earth. Its trunk, ancient and gnarled, pulsed with a faint, internal luminescence. This was the dream tree. Leo carefully helped Tilda dismount. As she approached the tree, the moonbeam danced around her, guiding her to a small, glowing aperture in the trunk. It was a tiny spout, oozing a thick, pearlescent liquid. With trembling hands, Tilda dipped her dull brush into the shimmering sap. Instantly, a burst of color erupted, dazzling their eyes. Her brush ignited, not with one color, but with a vibrant spectrum, swirling and dancing as if alive. Reds, blues, greens, yellows, all the lost hues surged back, more brilliant than before. And the journey home was as swift as a whispered wish. With the moonbeam lighting their way and Tilda's renewed magic illuminating the path, they were back in Oakhaven before dawn. As the first rays of morning sun touched the village, Tilda, now a beacon of vibrant light, flitted from house to house. With a joyful flutter of her wings, she began to paint. She painted dreams of soaring high above the clouds, of riding on the backs of playful dragons, and of discovering hidden treasures in shimmering caves. The grayness that had cloaked the village began to melt away, replaced by a radiant glow. Night after night, Tilda worked tirelessly. She would dip her brush into the boundless palette of her own magic, weaving fantastical tales for the sleeping minds of Oakhaven's children. The mischievous moonbeam would often join her, dancing through the windows and casting playful shadows that made the dreams even more enchanting. And in the mornings, the laughter returned to the village, louder and brighter than ever before. The children awoke with a sense of wonder, their eyes shining with the memory of their colorful dreams. Leo in particular found his artistic spirit fully restored, his drawings now a riot of brilliant hues. He kept the secret of Tilda, the brave fairy, and her magical journey to the dream tree, a cherished memory he would forever hold in his heart. The quiet village of Oakhaven was once again a place of happiness, all thanks to a tiny fairy, a brave child, and a mischievous moonbeam who helped them find their way back to a world filled with color.